Here's a horror story for you. The old house stood on a hill overlooking the town, its windows like vacant eyes staring into the night. Locals whispered stories about it, tales of a family who vanished without a trace, leaving behind only echoes and shadows. I, of course, being a broke college student, scoffed at the legends and signed the lease. Rent was cheap, and I needed a place, even if it meant dealing with a little atmosphere. The first night was uneventful. The house creaked sure, and the wind howled like a banshee, but I chalked it up to old age and drafty windows. I settled in, figuring D made of steel. Then came the scratching. It started subtly, a faint scraping sound from within the walls. I ignored it, blaming mice, but it grew louder, more insistent, morphing into a frantic, rhythmic clawing. It followed me from room to room, an unseen presence just beyond the plaster. Sleep became a luxury. Every night the scratching intensified, accompanied by whispers that seemed to slither from the darkness. I couldn't make out the words, but the tone was unmistakable, malevolent and hungry, driven to the edge of sanity. I started researching the house, historying the house, historying the house, historying the house, historying the house. The father, a reclusive artist, had become obsessed with his final masterpiece, disappearance. The father, a reclusive artist, had become obsessed with his final masterpiece, a portrait said to capture the very soul of his subjects. The portrait was never found. One night, the scratching reached a fever pitch. I followed the sound of the attic, a place D avoided since moving in. The air was thick with dust and the scent of decay. Moonlight spilled through a cracked window, illuminating a single object in the center of the room. An easel, a canvas. It wasn't a portrait in the traditional sense. It was a swirling vortex of colors, a chaotic blend of light and shadow that seemed to writhe before my eyes. As I stared at it, the scratching stopped. The whispers faded. A cold dread washed over me, a sense of being watched, consumed. Then the canvas rippled, faces emerged from the paint, contorted in silent screams. They were the faces from the newspaper clippings, the missing family, their eyes locked on mine, filled with an unbearable sorrow and a desperate plea. I tried to scream, but my voice was trapped in my throat. The faces on the canvas reached out, their painted hands grasping, pulling. I felt myself being drawn in, my body dissolving into the swirling colors, my consciousness fading into the tormented souls trapped within the artist's masterpiece. Now, I am one of them. My face is forever frozen on the canvas, a silent scream echoing through the halls of the old house on the hill. And every night we scratch, we whisper. We wait for the next unsuspecting soul to stumble upon our prison, eager to share our eternal torment. So if you ever find yourself driving past an old house on a hill, with windows like vacant eyes, do yourself a favor. Keep driving. Don't stop. Don't even look. Because some doors are better left unopened, and some secrets are best left buried.